Hey, how you going, viewers? This is Bex from Becks.Drives. So, rFactor 2. Now, this game was on sale recently as part of the Steam Lunar sales, and I thought, you know what, I better pick this up because I've neglected it for so long, and it's got such a reputation of having the best physics, the best force feedback in the business. So, I was quite intrigued of trying it out for myself, and especially with it having the Nürburgring Nordschleife and the Porsche 911 GT3 R. I just had to give it a go for myself. I also picked up Automobilista 2 and Assetto Corsa Competizione, if I'm saying that correctly, but they'll be in a different video. So I fired up a race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife for one lap against the AI at 100% difficulty. I'm starting in second place, driving the Porsche 911 GT3 R, and we're battling the McLaren 720S for the lead. So before we get into the actual race, I just have to mention a few things about my experience with rFactor 2. So first of all, the AI. It actually took me a while to get a race going without the AI behaving completely bizarrely. They were cutting across the track and flying over curbs and even stopping on the track. So yeah, it was very weird. Another thing about the AI is that they don't seem to race you. So what I mean by that is if you've got the inside line and you're coming up to a corner, they're not going to give you any room. They're just going to turn in and collide with you no matter what and pretty much ruin your race. They don't they seem to not be aware that you're actually there. They don't take a cautionary line. They'll just turn in and collide with you, and that's the end of your race pretty much. Now, I'm not sure if there's some specific settings that you need to apply for the AI for a better experience. As I said, I'm a newcomer into rFactor 2, so if any of you out there are watching this that are rFactor 2 veterans, please let me know if there's anything that I need to adjust. But anyway, the weird AI aside, how does it feel to drive? Well, this is where rFactor 2 shines, and it definitely shines in this department. So I was quite blown away at how amazing this game feels to drive. I mean, I've heard people say that rFactor 2 excels in the physics and force feedback, but kind of falls flat everywhere else. And I kind of have to agree with that because as a newcomer into this, that's the feeling that I got too. I can see many people would give up with the game before ever giving it a chance. But once you do get into the driving though, it is absolutely incredible. And I'm just driving with a Thrustmaster T300 wheel with my cockpit having a ridiculous amount of flex in it as well. So I can't even imagine what this would feel like with a proper direct drive wheel and a cockpit that doesn't actually flex. So now force feedback is probably the best that I've ever felt in any sim, and that's Assetto Corsa Competizione, Automobilista 2, you name it. I think this for me, even though the others are great, this for me just, I don't know, there's something about it where it just feels absolutely incredible. It's very hard to describe, but I feel totally connected to the car. The car feels alive. I feel that I'm in complete control, and any mistakes that I make are just solely my fault, if that makes sense. So the Porsche GT3 R actually feels easy to drive, and I don't mean that in an arcade game kind of way, but I mean that because of its excellent physics and force feedback. You feel like you're in control of the car, and therefore the car feels easy to drive but hard to master. And that's because the game is, it's not making it artificially difficult for you. It's just, just because it's a simulator, it doesn't mean that it needs to be, difficult. I hope you understand what I mean by that. Driving this Porsche is an absolute pleasure around the Nordschleife. Feeling every bump, feeling the tires load up, everything about it is just exhilarating. So if you haven't tried it yet, I really hope you do, because the driving experience here is just top notch. Now, of course, I have to also mention that I'm not, one of those fast alien sim racing drivers, you know, so my driving isn't perfect. So, you know, after watching this back, I can actually see all my flaws in my driving. I can see where I went wrong, where I could have been faster and what I should have done differently, which is a great tool, you know, to improve your skills. Right, I'll stop talking now so you can actually watch the race and enjoy the sights and sounds of this lovely Porsche GT3 R. Make sure you stick around for the replay as well, because it's just fantastic to watch all the exterior, you know, sounds of the cars. It's just fantastic. So anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.